Hello and welcome to SNNS Media. I'm Rog and today we're going to be talking about how you can become a better photographer through using film. And we're also going to talk about actionable steps that you can take to become a better photographer. I know that when I was a younger photographer, an SD card with 32 gigabytes of data was a savior to me at the time, because it meant that I could take hundreds of pictures and then pick the one or two best pictures from that 100. And that's not how we should be working as photographers. If you want to be a good photographer, you have to be efficient, you have to be quick, you have to be able to kind of see what you want and try and capture that on camera. Some film cameras have a lot of automatic functions. They have the autofocus, they have the automatic shutter control, and they have, automatic aperture, all that kind of stuff. And they have those settings. Now, what I'm suggesting to you is maybe to go out and buy, say, a Pentax K1000, or maybe even an Olympus OM10. The reason for that being is that both of these cameras tend to be fully manual. The Olympus has a little bit of automation in the shutter speed, but generally you will get a much better appreciation for photography as a whole if you learn how to use a camera fully manually. On this camera here, you see you've got the aperture ring just here, usually found around the lens or on the lens. You have your film advancing lever. Pretty sure that's what it's called. You have the shutter speed. You also have ISO or ASA as it used to be known. It's now called ISO on digital cameras and such, and even on the film. But you have the ASA or the ISO there. You have a light meter integrated in the camera body on the K1000, and then here you have the film winder. So when you're done with your roll of film, you pull this up and you can roll it back into the canister, and then you send it off to get developed or anything like that. We also have the shutter button and the lens release. There we go. So that's all the parts of the camera. Now let's look at how to put film in the camera, as that is a very important part of film photography. You don't want to be shooting without film. So first of all, you'll want to pull up the film winder and pull that up so the back plate releases. Once that's released, you can put the camera on its front and you will see on the film winder the teeth that will engage with the film roll. You have to pull this up to allow the film to fall into place, and then once that's in place, you push that back down and you can pull the film across the back of the camera. You'll see on the right here there is a spool with a slot in it. You want to put the small end of film into that slot, and you'll see the spool to the left of that one which has teeth. You'll want to make sure those teeth engage with the holes in the film. That way it should successfully advance the film each time you take a shot. Once that's done, you just close the back plate and you are done. You have loaded your camera. Now, similarly, we have to learn how to put the film into the camera. We also have to learn how to take it out of the camera, because that is probably the most important part of film photography. You don't want to get this wrong, because you will ruin all of the photos that you've taken if you do get it wrong. So on the bottom of the camera, you should have a little button that releases the mechanism inside. Then you can turn that over, you can lift that there, and you can reel the film in. Once there's no tension, and once this little thing stops spinning around, which it isn't at the moment, obviously. Let's show you that. Nuggets. So then you pull this open, you pull that out. And there's your film. There it is. Only having 36 photos means that you have to get them right. Otherwise, you're just wasting money. You're throwing money at the wall. And as much as you don't want to do that, you do want to get it right, you still got to go out there and just take loads of photos. I mean, over a long period of time, I've taken about 1,000 photos on film. I haven't actually taken that many film photos over the last few years, but I know that my experience with film has definitely affected and assisted my ability as a photographer in the now. So yeah, film, do it. Take photos on film, get them developed, hold them in your hands, look at them, assess them, say, I could have done better in this. This shot's out of focus, you know, so on and so forth. Another thing to note is C41 processing. This is a C41 process film. That means that it can be developed in those big machines that you find in Boots, or I think there's shops called Snappy Snaps and places like that. C41 is quick process film. If it's not that, then you will have to send it off to be developed, and that can take a couple of weeks. So it really comes down to what you want to get out of film photography. If you're looking to get the best quality, the most amazing sort of things like that, then you might want to go for a different type of film. For example, we have the Ilford HP5 here, which I would have to send off if I want to get it developed. So yeah. Have I shot on this? I must have done. This needs developing. I'm going to send that off. But yeah, that's my piece. Thanks for watching. I've been Rog. This is SNNS Media. Look out for my next video, and until then, peace out.